Welcome in, everyone. We have a fascinating topic to talk about today, and it directly ties to Tier 1 operations, special forces elements, special operations, Donald Trump, and the cartels south of the border causing all sorts of problems for the American people. Before we get into that, as always, please like and subscribe and comment with your thoughts. It helps grow the channel, helps bring in more viewers so we can share more stories with people. And I am very excited to talk about this because I've been previewing this for months. I've been arguing it was going to happen. I've been suggesting that Trump was going to take drastic action against the cartels. Many people, not our viewers, because our viewers are very smart, they're the best people. Many people tried to tell me I had no idea what I was talking about. Well, here we are. We have a major update in President Donald Trump's attempts and actions to, pull back what influence the cartels have, what violence they can carry out. I am filming this January 21st. The inauguration was January 20th. If you're wondering why my voice sounds a little off, didn't get a ton of sleep, had some inauguration stuff to do. It was a blast. It was great to see so many people in D.C. It felt like there was a lot of positive energy, a lot of vibes going on. Plus, there was the college football national title game. Congratulations to any Ohio State fans watching this. So it was a great day, a lot of fun. But the most important part of the day to me was when Trump returned to the White House and he signed a series of executive orders. And we're going to watch him do that right here. This is, to me, arguably the one that could have the biggest long-term consequences. He signed this Monday night, January 20th, at the White House. This is a video of Trump declaring drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. Let's roll that tape right now.
This is actually an executive order designating the cartels and other organizations to be foreign terrorist organizations.
That's a big one.
Yes, sir.
People have wanted to do this for years. So they are now designated as terrorist organizations, foreign. And Mexico probably doesn't want that. But we have to do what's right. They're killing our people. They're killing 250, 300,000 American people a year. Not 100, like has been reported for 15 years. It's probably 300,000.
So that right there was Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, America's 47th president, signing an executive order designating the cartels as, and I got it right here in front of me, I have the executive order up, foreign terrorist organizations. And I'm going to read some of the order to you just so that we can all kind of be on the same page. It says in part, international cartels constitute a national security threat beyond that posed by traditional organized crime, with activities encompassing convergence between themselves and a range of extra-hemispheric actors, from designated foreign terror organizations to antistic foreign governments. Complex adaptive systems characteristic of entities engaged in insurgency and asymmetric warfare and infiltration into foreign governments across the Western Hemisphere. The cartels have engaged in a campaign of violence and terror throughout the Western Hemisphere and has not only destabilized countries with significant importance for our national interests, but also flooded the United States with deadly drugs, violent criminals, and vicious gangs. The cartels functionally control, through a campaign of terror, assassination, there's a word I can't say without this video getting taken down, and brute force nearly all legal traffic across the southern border of the United States. In certain portions of Mexico, they function as a quasi-government entities controlling nearly all aspects of society. The cartel's activities threaten the safety of the American people, the security of the United States, the stability of the international order in the Western Hemisphere. Their activities, proximity to, and incursions into the physical territory of the United States pose an unacceptable national security risk to the United States. So that right there is part of the text of the executive order that Trump signed declaring the cartels foreign terrorist organizations. I've been saying for months this was going to happen. I was saying this long before the election even happened, that if Trump did return to office, which he now has, that this is what we were going to see, and here we are. This is what has happened. And, now it's really a question of what happens next. He was asked if special forces operations will be going into Mexico to knock out the drug cartels, and he definitely didn't rule it out. He said stranger things have been seen, something along those lines. We've talked about this time and time again. I literally just did a video on this a couple days ago. We have got to stop these people. That's point number one. We cannot allow the cartels to flood our country with poison, kill our citizens, and light our southern region of the country on fire. That can't be tolerated. That's point number one. Point number two, whatever we've been trying for years and years and years has clearly not been working. So the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and over again and getting the same results and thinking it's going to be different. We've tried other ways of handling these people. How has that worked out for us? Not particularly well. Now, there's an executive order declaring them foreign terrorist organizations. What that means is anyone who works with them is giving aid and support to terror organizations. It allows the United States to reach deeper into our toolbox and have more options in the arsenal to deal with them. Now, maybe Trump, you saw in the clip, he said Mexico's not going to be very happy about this. Maybe Trump is just doing this as a negotiating tactic. Maybe it is they want to be able to hold this over their head and say, this is what we're going to do to you, et cetera, unless you do what we want. And if you do what we want, we'll roll this back. That's option one. I think that's the option that maybe is the simplest because it doesn't require to do option two, which we're going to get into, which is deploy resources. Option two is that Trump is not playing games and he means it. He's going to roll in there. You're going to see Blackhawks and Apaches and Delta Force squadrons supported by Army Rangers. You're going to see SEAL Team 6 maybe coming in from airborne operations off the water, supported by a wide variety of special operations unit. You're going to see Task Force Orange out on the tip of the spear gathering intel. You're going to see Ranger Recon or RC going in doing recon. I mean, people do not understand. The average American, I cannot stress this enough, does not understand the true power of the United States military. What we've seen in the Middle East for the past 20 years is best described in many cases as a policing action and not a full-out war. Now, the early invasion of Afghanistan, early invasion of Iraq, those were obviously full-out wars in those periods. It was shock and awe. Come in, knock them down, and then we can debate forever everything that happened after that. The United States, if we decide we're coming for you, there's not a single country on the planet in a direct action sense that can stop us. And I've seen these people talk online about, the cartels, they have armored vehicles and they've got night vision capabilities. And all of that's true, by the way. That is a 100% true statement. The cartels do have night vision capabilities. They do have armored vehicles. It's not going to matter. You think that we can't take out a column of armored vehicles? Do people not realize that we have A-10s, that we have Apache gunships, that we have fighter jets? I mean, we control the air. We will destroy them from above before 1 foot of a Delta Force operator or a SEAL Team 6 operator touches the ground. And once those guys touch the ground, it's lights out for anyone they come up against. You decimate them from the air, then you come in for your surgical strikes. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you and I both know that it absolutely could. They could launch from the Texas side of the border, the Arizona side of the border, water assets in the coast or the Gulf, and there's nothing these guys can do to stop them. Now, is that going to be pretty brutal? Is that going to get really ugly? Yeah, it is. It is, and that's something people are going to have to be ready for. War is not nice. It's not polite. It gets bloody. But there's trade-offs. Right now, we're losing at least 100,000, roughly, citizens a year to the poison that floods in over the border. How long should we tolerate that for? Seriously. I mean, if that's not an act of war, I don't know what is. What is the point of having the world's greatest military by far? There's nobody even close. You hear these people talk about what other militaries might be great. That's all a joke. Nobody is close. What is the point of having this tool in our arsenal if we're not at least going to threaten using it? What is the point of having the greatest direct action soldiers in the history of the world if we're not going to let the cartels know, hey, these guys might show up in the middle of the night. And if they do, it's over for you. Trump has signed the order. Now we await to see what's going to happen. I'll tell you this much. I think the United States government's done playing games with the cartels. I think that they're going to send a message. What that message is, I still don't know, but I would expect it to be pretty brutal. If you made it this far in the video, it means you like what you saw. Please like and subscribe and comment below with what you think the Trump administration, Delta Force SEAL Team 6, how they're going to handle the drug cartels. I'll see y'all next time.